It has been 2 months since that federal judge ordered that the families separated at the border be reunited. But one mother from El Salvador is still waiting to be reunited with her autistic son. CNN's Nick Valencia joins us now with her story. Nick, what have you learned?
Good morning, Allison. For those first cases of reunification, it took weeks, and those were the ones that were very cut and dry. There was no mistake that they were parents of those children. But these last cases are a little bit more complicated and more difficult. In some cases, the government has labeled these parents as unfit or abusive parents, or in the case that you're about to hear, has labeled them a criminal.
Este dibujo lo dibujó Christopher.
Zero tolerance separated Raquel from her 2 young sons. But 2 months after a federal judge ordered separated families to be reunited, Raquel is still waiting.
Y entro a este país arriesgando mis hijos por ese camino, los traigo y me quitan lo único que yo tengo para vivir, por lo único que me levanto todos los días y digo, voy, Dios mío, voy, ayúdame.
But help hasn't come. She's not sure it ever will. Her harrowing 20-day journey from El Salvador seeking asylum has instead brought even more pain. Her oldest boy was recently reunited with his grandmother, but her youngest son, who is 9 and is autistic, is still being held. Raquel doesn't know when they'll be together.
Es tan difícil mentirle a mi hijo y decirle, mi amor, yo voy a regresar mañana. Ese mañana nunca llega. Me dice que se quiere ir, que ya no quiere estar ahí.
HHS declined CNN's request for an interview, saying they do not comment on specific cases. The government does say, in some instances, families aren't reunited because parents are unfit or are criminals. According to federal court filings, hundreds of children remain separated from their parents. That's including the more than 400 parents who the Trump administration deported without their children. It appears for most of those, the government has no idea where they are. Lee Gallant is the ACLU's lead attorney challenging the government in court over its immigration practices. He says the Trump administration has failed and continues to fall short.
The hardest part is the families that were, the parents that were deported without their children. That's the last leg of this. That's who we're looking for now. Why is the ACLU down there in Guatemala doing a manhunt, and where is the government on this?
A puros golpes.
Raquel says she fled El Salvador with her children after being brutally assaulted by the local police there. After days in U.S. custody, ICE said it received information from El Salvador that she was a documented MS-13 gang member. Raquel, who says she's done nothing wrong, eventually posted bond and was released, but without her children.
ICE dice que un informe oficial, pero si ellos hubiesen pedido un informe oficial, les hubieran entregado lo mismo que a nosotros. Lo mismo que le entregaron a mi abogada, donde dice que yo no soy ninguna pandillera, donde está mi expediente, que yo soy víctima, no victimaria.
An ICE spokeswoman says Raquel's case is pending.
Estar aquí y estar separado de tus hijos, ¿valió la pena?
No sé. ¿Qué les da derecho a quitarle a uno lo único que uno tiene? ¿Qué? No es justo. Esto es una pesadilla, no es un sueño.
Raquel believes that the same police officers that beat her up in El Salvador are the ones that contacted the U.S. government to say that she's an MS-13 gang member. And John and Allison, you heard from Lee Gallant there and the piece from the ACLU. He says in his 25 years of human rights work, this is the worst thing that he's ever seen, the zero-tolerance policy. I asked him if he believes that the U.S. administration will suffer any consequences for missing these deadlines ordered by a federal judge. He says time will tell, but he did say that in some cases, some of these children will be permanent orphans. John?
Oh, an odyssey that continues to plague so many families. Nick Valencia, thank you very much for being with us, and thank you for that report.